In this video, I am going to show you step-by-step how to get a Web3 job in 2024, just like you, due to a lot of reasons and excuses. So in this video, I want to show you what works and how you can get a job if you are indeed ready to get jobs in Web3. So if this sounds interesting to you, do well to subscribe. So how can you get a job in Web3? There are basically three main things you need to do to land a job in Web3. And if you consistently apply these, guarantee you are going to land a job. The major problem a lot of people have when trying to land a job in Web 3.0 is the approach and trying to get projects to work with. And this sounds like a major problem because there are a lot of crypto projects out there, and sometimes it's just hard to approach all of these projects for jobs and all, but that is like one of the main things you actually need to do. You actually need to put yourself out there and try to approach a lot of these projects. Now, my first and most important tip is to actually have a value and a skill. I mean, you are just a freelancer, and whenever you're trying to get a job in any freelance role, basically, you need to have a skill. So the first thing is to have a skill. So whether you're a graphic designer, a video editor, a UI UX designer, a web developer, whatever you are doing, you need to have a skill and you need to have value. So this is what you're going to approach the project with. This is what you want to do for a project. So if you don't have a skill, you can't get a job in Web3. You basically don't have anything to offer Web3 projects. So tip number 2 is to have a sort of personal branding / social proof of work. So now you have a skill. Now you need to put your skill out there. You need to have a social media profile. Most of the time, X is okay for you. So if you are a graphic designer, for example, I'm going to be using graphic design in this video as an example. So if you're a graphics designer, you need to be able to put your graphics designs out there. You need to post on social media platforms. You need so that whenever you approach your project, whenever they come to your social media app and the social media profile, they are going to see your value. They are going to see what you can do. They are going to have an idea of what you are bringing to them. So imagine me trying to approach a project for a graphics design proposal, and I don't have any design on my social media page. I don't even have anything on my page that shows I am actually good at this graphics design thing. You understand? So you need to have that on your page. You need to have a page for that. This is what I call having proof of work. So having a public proof of work. So this is basically just like your CV and resume, but instead of you actually sending out CVs and resumes, when they come to your profile, they would already know what you can do. They already know how good you are. They already know what you tend to offer and what you can bring to their project. Now, my third tip for you to land a job in Web3, once you have a skill and you have a public proof of work, a public profile is where you can actually get these jobs and how can you approach them. So that is like the main thing you're actually here to see. Now, we have loads of platforms where you can actually see new projects, and I'm just going to give you 2 in this video. The one sites I'm going to be mentioning is very popular site that you know. So it's Rolladell.com. On this Rolladell platforms, there are numerous job requests that you can approach for a job. So once you go to this platform, you want to go to the request, just move through this request. You'll see hundreds of projects you can work with. So just pick 10 per day for a start. So go through these requests and just pick them. Now try to have a proposal to be able to see these jobs. So this is like the person you are going to approach for a job. So now you actually have to click on send offer and compose your first message in a way that they are going to actually open your message. So most of the time, what works is, should I call it constructive criticism, or you trying to know it, is in 2 ways. One is to try to criticize what they have before, and the second one is to actually try to ask a question about the project. So what you want to do now is just to get their attention, to build a connection, to have them reply to your message, at least your first message. So one is you can criticize the project if you see something that you can improve on. You have a skill. You know what you can do. So try to approach them with that criticism that you do have like good designs, and I know how I can make your designs better and how I can help you scale your projects with better designs, how I can help you reach your target audience with better designs. So you want to go in this way, or 2, you want to ask questions about the project. So this is another way to approach them, to have them actually reply to your DM. So you want to go through the project, gather some technical questions or a little bit technical questions that you need answers to. Even if you know the answers to this question, just try to ask in a way that would make them open your message and check. So once you have the attention of the buyer, then you can come in with what you can do to make this project better. So Rolladell is site where you can actually see these jobs and how you can basically approach them. So tip number 1 is to have value and skill. Tip number 2 is to have a social presence, a proof of work. And tip number 3 is to actually approach these projects. As time goes on, you won't even have to approach projects. Projects would actually come to you as you build your profile. So that is one one main reason why I used to tell anybody to actually have a social media profile and put what they are doing out there. One more tip is to actually join a Web3 community. You can even create a community yourself. It doesn't have to be something whereby you have thousands of members, or 200 members, or 500 members. You can just create a community. It's probably just 10 of you. If you are a driver's designer, you can bring in a video editor, you can bring in someone that is very good in creating a community and managing a Web3 community. Create a group of talents, build yourself as a community, and help each other skill. So basically, these tips would help you get a job in Web 3.0. There is no way you are going to apply these tips and you're not going to get a job. These 3 tips are like game changers for you if you want to actually get a job. So now you know how to get a job, but if you don't have a skill, I created a video on the top 5 Web3 skills that can help you earn up to $1,000 in a month. So the video is going to be around here. So watch that and you can pick a skill from there, learn a skill, develop your value, then you approach this project and you build publicly. See you in the next video.